Alright everyone, we're back in W5 here at for Invasion 3, and we're speaking to none other than Mr. Martin Ryan, the founder of the Garrison. Martin, how are you?
I'm keeping well.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And how's it been going for you?
Absolutely brilliant.
Good.
Yeah, we're back, third year in a row. The event's bigger, better. Absolutely brilliant.
The props, I mean, tell us about the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing is astonishing.
It is, yeah. The Y-Wing is, it will be a childhood favourite of mine. That's why we decided to build it. It took about 4.5 months to create. It's about 50 feet long and weighs about 4.5 tonne.
It's an amazing, and is it the scale?
That's it, the scale, absolutely, yeah. Yep.
Incredible. It really is. And now the Skywalker, tell me about the Skywalker. Is that yours, or who built the Skywalker?
Yeah, I built that as well. There's a team of 3 builders. There's myself, Brendan O'Neill and Shane O'Neill. And we built the Skywalker, that will be nearly 2 years ago.
Yes.
We keep modifying it, it keeps getting better. But that's the scale as well, standing about 23, 24 feet tall. So.
I mean, I consider myself a fairly hardcore Star Wars fan, but brother, you take it to a whole new level.
Yeah, I hear that every day. Yeah, I certainly do. No, it's how it all started really was I've been going to conventions for about the last 15 years. Mm-hmm. And I always felt myself walking away from conventions very deflated, you know, that it seemed to be just guys selling toys and actors signing autographs. And as a Star Wars fan, I wanted something different, something more from an event.
Yeah.
So about 5 years back, I decided to start what now has become the Emerald Garrison. Started off by myself, we then went to 4 or 5 members, and we're sitting now with about 160 members. So once I got it to that stage, I decided then what else could we bring to make a Star Wars event in Ireland unique that you cannot see anywhere else in the world. And that's where these life-size spacecrafts came from. So I sat down 4 or 5 years back and we started building small props. And the small props started off a few feet tall, wide, whatever. And now it has grown into this. So.
And we've seen with some of the smaller vehicles, you've got the Sith Speeder, you've got the personal childhood favourite, the speeder bikes.
Yeah.
These are all you guys did all this as well?
Yeah, the Scoutwalker, the Y-Wing, the Skiff, and some the ATRTs, they were all built by myself and Shane and Brendan. The Sith bike was built by a very talented guy in the group, John Donaldson. Brilliant. The speeder bikes were built by another guy, Matthew, who lives down in Slane. So what's starting to happen now that a lot of the guys in the Garrison throughout, you know, the whole of Ireland, they're all starting to build props as well, which is great to see because then it takes the pressure off us 3, you know. Yeah.
The ATRT now, maybe I'm wrong, but it's unique because there never was a real one. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
They were all CGI'd.
Yeah. So that's actually something that has never been built
That's
before.
completely unique. Yeah.
And where did you go? Where did you get the blueprints for that, or where?
Well, it's like everything. We don't really work from blueprints as such. If there's blueprints available, we try to use them. Mm-hmm. But in some of these crafts, there's not, you know.
Yeah.
So what we tend to do is we would buy the toys and the build-up model kits, anything that we can get a reference from. And we usually put this all together, and then we start doing 3D AutoCAD drawings. That's where Shane comes in. Shane's a 3D designer.
Right.
So he takes the model kit and he tries to form it actually on the computer programs.
Yeah.
And then we make our templates and go from that.
Well, it's an absolute credit to you. And tell us as well now about the stars. I mean, to get some people like, you know, Jeremy Bullock, there's nowhere else in Ireland that does that. So, you know, you're absolutely unique in that. How did that come about? How did you...
Well, I got to know some of these guys by going to conventions, you know.
Yeah.
And first and foremost was probably Dave Price. I got to know Dave and I decided to invite him over to one of our events. Now, at that point, a lot of actors in the world didn't know anything about the Emerald Garrison or the Invasion events because it was brand new. Mm-hmm. So what has happened is Dave Price has come over, and after the success that he had at the first event, he basically went and acted as an ambassador for the Emerald Garrison. And everywhere he travelled in the world, he was telling all the actors, this is the place to be. And within quite a few months, I was getting emails from all the actors from all around the world, all wanting to be part of it. So we try to mix the show up each time. We bring back the favourites like Jeremy Bullock, Kenny Baker, and Dave Prowse. But as you can see here, we've got Richard LeParmentier here as well. We did Invasion Cork 3 weeks ago. We had 5 guests down there. We also had the privilege of having Matthew Wood, who works for Lucasfilm.
I'm raging I didn't get to see him, to be honest with you.
He was absolutely fantastic, and it just happened to be the right time and the right place with Matthew. He was doing some work in Germany, and he happened to hear about the Emerald Garrison and the invasion. So through Jeremy Bullock, he had contacted Jeremy. Jeremy gave me a call and said, look, Matthew would be interested in flying in. So we brought him in, and he was absolutely blown away. So he has brought basically what we've done here, he has brought it back to George Lucas at the Skywalker Ranch. So
you're on the radar now then? Mr. Lucas is aware?
Yeah, we certainly are on the radar. Lucasfilm have contacted me recently, and they're now talking to us about bringing our life-size props over to the next celebration in Florida. So that's how far that's went. So that's an ultimate honour to us, you know.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So what's coming up next? What after Belfast? What have we got next?
Rest time. We have done 3 invasions this year. We've done Dublin, Cork, and now Belfast. I think we're going to go back to Dublin next Easter time, hopefully, to do Invasion Dublin 2. We've got some brilliant ideas for some new spacecraft. We're sort of keeping that under wraps at the moment because
we're all hoping for a 1/1 scale Millennium Falcon here, aren't we?
Everyone is. But no, we've got some brilliant ideas. We've always got new characters coming in, and some new fantastic ideas for that, you know.
Well, it's an absolute credit to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
I have to say, thank you it's a privilege for us to be allowed to cover it.
No, well, thank you very much for coming, guys. I appreciate it.
No, it's absolutely a pleasure. It was all ours. Thank you.
Thanks.